The way you brush your teeth, the way you have your morning routine that you do every single day, I have something which you can add in your morning routine or in the evening routine that is going to change your life and make it to another level altogether. So if you want to listen to that, hear me until the end. Welcome back, and I'm Pujita Singh, a certified life coach, NLP coach, and an author. What I wanted to share with some of you, or rather people who landed on this video, is something that I have done this for at least like close to 5 years now, and I have started seeing amazing results. In fact, instant results from the time I started doing within the same week. And that is something which might be known to certain people, but not known to a lot of people, right? Or maybe you don't care so much about it and you might not have practiced it. So, what is it that I wanted to share today? So, this is for those people. Again, I want to mention a disclaimer here that this is not for somebody who believes that, okay, only if I'm spiritual or religious, I should do this, right? This is a very simple science, and a lot of people do this. Even doctors recommend it's a choice, but I would recommend you to take your own caution and consult your doctor if you think that that is not the right way of doing it. But what I wanted to talk to you about is adding salt to your bath water, right? Your bath water, which you have on a daily basis, if you add salt to it, trust me, the kind of minerals that gets added to your water, which will help you recover from pains, aches, skin issues, body aches, and so much more. It's all gonna help you within. What I realized when I started doing this or added this in my routine, I started feeling a shift in energy. I started feeling very low as a body weight, right? The entire stress for the day, or all the tiredness or overthinking for the day just goes away when you take an Epsom salt bath water by the end of the day. Or you want to do it at the start of the day, absolutely fine. But I would, especially people who might have skin allergies or skin infection or any kind of allergy, I would request you to go back and consult your doctor and see if that's going to work. But generally, there are two kinds of practices that I have seen with people. One, they add this in their hot water itself in the bathtub, and then they use it, or they soak themselves within that for 15-20 minutes and have fun. Or I have seen people using that as a scrub as well, where they exfoliate and the skin and they start rubbing it on the skin for 10-15 seconds to 1 minute, and then they cleanse it with water. Choice is yours. Both of them are equally impactful. You are going to feel very different after the shower, because Epsom salt as such, or Himalayan salt bath, or whatever that's going to work. I'm not literally paid by any brands here. I'm just telling you my experience. You have all the kind of brands these days. Plus, it also comes with certain scents, flavors, like it could be with rosemary, or it could be with lavender. So much. If you like a particular scent, maybe you can go for any particular brand with that scent. But what I really recommend you to see is, if you are someone who gets tired easily, if you're someone who is very sensitive to energies of people, you are someone who go out very often away from home, surrounded and crowded by a lot of people, I would highly recommend you to go and adapt this practice of adding salt to your bath. Because what happens is, you will start seeing a complete different shift in your energy, and your family or the people who are part of your life will also start seeing this shift. Because then you are letting go of all the energies which are not working for you, which is negative, or which is not any added advantage, right? So you go and get rid of them. So that's generally, people take hot bath or cold bath or whatever, but a lot of people don't realize that. You remember when we generally take we add salt to to the bathtub when we, when we have foot ache, or when we have walked a lot. We have this tradition that I've seen, especially in India, where people soak their foot in the salt bath, and in the salt water, basically, I'm sorry, and they sit for some time, and then they feel that, the foot ache has gone, or it has reduced, and things like that. So basically it's the same logic, it's the same concept, just that you're doing for your entire body. And I would recommend doing this at least on a Tuesday or a Saturday, to start off with. And if you can do it every day, nothing like it. But I would highly recommend this to people who are, surrounded with a lot of people around, who often go out, sensitive to others' energies. And by the way, even if you're not, I would recommend you highly to go back and start doing this. You will see instant results. And I would love to know what was your experience when you started off, or if you resumed after a very, very long time. I literally picked up this practice when I was starting my spiritual journey, and this just came into me as an awakening, or as a download for me, that I should start doing. And my day has, or my life has shifted since then. So I do it at least minimum twice in a week, or rather there are times I've done more than 3-4 times. Choice is yours. There is nothing which is overdoing, there's nothing which is underdoing. But you will start seeing instant results, right? And in fact, there'll be days where you'll be missing out. If you don't do it, you'll be like, something is missing out for me. I have seen this for people whom I recommended, and they came back and told me this, and I was only smiling and laughing, because I know the kind of results it produces, right? And most of all, people might have doubts and questions that, do you think there is a drawback to this? No, definitely not. But if you're very sensitive to skin allergies or infections, and you have something that you're going through medically, I would recommend checking with your doctor and then starting off. But otherwise, there is no drawback, there is no side effect, there is no long-term issues, because you're not consuming salt. You're just applying on your external body. And of course, stay away from places where you have bruises or cuts. It's gonna hurt you really bad. So just be very careful and mindful of that. Otherwise, pretty much it's gonna be only favorable and advantageous for you. And start doing this, especially when you come back home after a tired day, and you really want to have a peaceful sleep, a refreshing time with your family back home, because you have to have dinner with them and spend some time with them. This is gonna be a game changer for you, right? I can talk about this for hours together. So look for Epsom salt in Amazon or anywhere where you shop online or offline, or you can go for Himalayan salt bath. You can also go with different scents or without scents, plain one as well. You have all the kind of choices these days. In fact, people practice salt bath during full moon and new moon, very, very spiritually. There is a lot of things tied to this on certain days of the month. I'll talk about this sometime in the future, but for now it is highly recommended for people who are going through so much stress in their mental health, or there is not so much things happening positively in their life. I would highly recommend them to add this in their practice, so that they start feeling better, lighter, and fresher, because these little things are going to add a lot of value, and it will show results instantly, right? It's not super costly as well. You can just buy and keep them and use them for a period of like good 1 or 2 months, and if it's working, use the same brand. Or if you want to try something else, then maybe you can go for a different brand and try different scents and options. We have enough and more online, right? So I hope you will go back and try this. If you have done this, or if you are about to do this, do let me know in the comment section how has been your experience. I would recommend, there might be one common question as well, that can I include this along with soap? I generally don't do that, nor I recommend, because soaps in general come with a lot of chemical, unless you are doing something Ayurvedic. But otherwise, I would not recommend combining with any shampoos or body wash or or anything like that. Or maybe you can do that and then do this, adding the salt, scrubbing on top of it after you're done with, after using body wash or soap. You can use scrubbing with salt. I would recommend that way. If you're too keen on using a body wash or a soap, maybe you can use these things first, and then at the end you have to use, or I would recommend you to use the salt piece of it, and you can scrub it. The reason being, the impact of salt goes away if you use a body wash or a soap at the end. Then it doesn't really make a sense or a difference. But if you want to stick to the the impact of the salt on your body, because it comes with a lot of minerals like potassium, zinc, magnesium, and so much more. That is the whole reason and purpose why people recommend adding salt bath to your routine. So I hope you got something out of this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and also share it with people whom you think this is going to help them. There is already so much going on across the world, and people are dealing with so much negativity. Practices like these or rituals like these are going to help people any given day. Again, I would not recommend using the salt which is there in the kitchen for sure, but you can use any kind of salt which is available. You can just look for whether it is recommended to be used in the bath or not, right? And that's enough. By the way, the salts that is used for bath is at times also recommended for cooking, so that's fine. But only which is exclusively for cooking, don't use it for bath, right? It doesn't really make sense. So I hope you'll go back, enjoy, and add this to your routine. And as always, thank you so much for listening to me until the end. Love you loads. Until then, bye bye.